The following episode is brought to you by Cineo Lighting, the highest quality LED lighting systems available for motion picture, television, and photography industries. Find out more at cineolighting.com. You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Brandon.
And it's Alex.
And we're filmmakers.
And we're also drinking bourbon.
No, we're not drinking bourbon. Actually, we're drinking water
and coffee.
And coffee.
This is detox day.
We are detoxing. We are trying to recover. We just wrapped on a 3-day shoot.
A commercial project.
And we did splits. So we started like at 4. We wrapped at like 2.
It's like 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. basically.
2 in the morning. So although they were still full days, it was still long because we didn't sleep all day. And then we went to work.
Yep.
So while everyone else was coming home,
a little different in the schedule.
We were heading to the set.
It was great though. Like
man. Well, we didn't cheers though.
Yeah,
we got at least cheers the coffee and water.
Cheers.
It's a nice water I got here.
It's Buffalo Trace coffee.
So
bourbon coffee here.
For those of you who follow the show and have listened along our journey, we've been talking about a project that we had coming up with a university. So it's totally cool for us to talk about it. It happens to be the University of Cincinnati.
Our own home city here.
And it's been really great. We've been working alongside an agency, LPK, here in town, who is also helping to guide the brand for UC. And the clients have just been amazing. So
the best.
Yeah, it's been great. So
they allowed you a lot of flexibility to kind of guide, the story.
So today we're just going to talk a little bit about this project. I know you guys like to hear things and break down how we've done it. And so we're just going to do that for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy. So first things first, this was a kind of a collaborative pitch. So Adam and our friends here over at Sound Images went in with the pitch along with us to pitch original music. And our friends over at Neltner Small Batch, Keith Neltner, was part of the ideation process. He's got a farm studio and some farmland, and that's where we all kind of went away to have a retreat and do some ideation. So from the get-go, this thing was just, A players all the way through. So we met initially with the client and basically pitched them on our capabilities, that we had a really strong team, and we are thankful that they selected us. And at that point,
how many? Stop there for a second. How many? In a situation like that, how many people do you think were up for the job and vying for?
I think I know for sure there was 3. I think 4. Production companies that were invited to the table.
Nice.
And everybody, there was the way it worked. So if you're not familiar with this sort of process, there was an RFP process. Everybody submitted their written response.
And that goes out to everyone, in the city?
Yeah, and that was probably a larger pool, maybe 10 companies or 7 to 10 companies. And from those written responses, they pared it down and got to 3 or 4 who they liked and wanted to see present in person. So we made that round. We went in, me and Jack here from Sound Images went in. We pitched sort of our capabilities, who we are, and our point of view, along with the other companies. And then we waited. And I got a phone call, and they said, hey, we really liked your all's point of view, and we'd like to work with you. And so we were super stoked at that point.
Nice.
So we built a great team. We had Sarah Hine was the producer.
We've had her on the show before.
She's been on the show. She's amazing. We had, like I said, Neltner Small Batch for ideation, and we had Sound Images, original score sound mixing along the way, as well as the ideation process there. And then, of course, you, my friend, were available.
You mentioned it
thankfully
a while back. Got me excited.
And got you on the team, and then you brought in sort of your A team as far as crew, which we can talk about later.
Yeah,
we'll
get there.
Basically, we sat down, we went to the farm, and we really thought about the messaging and what they were trying to say, and they were really trying to convey this idea of experiential learning, where it's all about being out of the classroom, it's about being hands-on. And so we came up with some ideas and brought in Danny Dufford to draw some boards.
It's turned out great.
And really, we were focusing on individuals, and there's a lot of tight shots of eyes and experiential shots. There's some fireworks. There's sort of handcrafted things that students in industrial design programs are doing. Like there's a shot with a model car, which is really cool.
Architecture, buildings.
And so we went to them with the pitch and gave them some references, and we got alignment. Everybody said, yeah, we like it. Let's do it. And from there, we moved in. Sarah, along with the team at UC, set up the casting. And the cool part about this is it's all original. It's all UC students, UC professors, and even the music is going to have a choir from UC.
Every piece of it is somehow tied back to the university.
Yeah, so we're real excited that it's authentic, and it has a soul to it that I think comes along when you use real people versus talent. So that was great. The casting process went really well. We pulled a lot of things together in a short amount of time, and to be honest, this is maybe one of the best shoots I've ever done because everything went according to plan. Right? I mean, how'd you feel?
It was it was amazing. I mean, it's easily one of the best things that I've ever done, that we've ever done.
Yeah,
and I think the pre-production part of that was critical. The boards. I mean, we basically shot the boards. When we were on set and we're like, how should we look about lining this up? What's the angle? What's the framing? And we just always reverted back. Hey, pull out the boards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks just like it. Shoot that.
Exactly. And I think that's you always say that on the show. Pre-production's everything, and when you do the hard work in pre-pro, it just comes off really smooth.
I mean, before we even got on set to shoot, we visited the locations twice before.
Right.
We had an initial location scout and then a tech scout with my gaffer, to figure out how to actually do it. Yeah,
and not only that, you took, once we knew where we were heading, you went up to camera department and did some camera tests. So talk a little bit about why you decided on the camera you decided on and the lenses you decided on. What was your process? Because I know you tried out a couple different cameras and lenses.
So, when you came to me, the initial idea was, so it's a college spot, but your first words out of your mouth were, I want this to be completely different than anything that's going to come before or after it in terms of college spots.
Yeah, we didn't really want foam fingers and face paint and
stadiums and football and
touchdowns and slam dunks,
which is what everyone's going to have, or shots of with a laptop in a library at night.
Sure,
everyone has that. So when you said visually, I want it to be completely different, and we're going for a kind of cinematic storytelling, film-like aesthetic, my mind immediately went to anamorphic lenses. Immediately.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
which, if you listened to a couple episodes ago, we talked about Alex's late night call to me where we debated anamorphics. So you can always refer to that. But so you were looking into that. So you go to camera department, and what did you tell them you wanted to see? Or you spent a day where you were kind of like prepping, A-Bing. What did you look at?
Well, when we decided we were going to shoot on anamorphics, and that was what I was going to pitch to you, there were only 2 cameras realistically at camera department here in Cincinnati that would allow that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a 4.3 capable sensor in order to stretch it out.
You can't throw it on a 7D.
No, otherwise it'll end up with a well, you can, but the aspect ratio will be like 4:1 or 6:1 or whatever, some crazy aspect ratio. So the 2 cameras they had were the Alexa Mini or the Alexa XT, but one of the Alexas with a 4x3 sensor or the Red Dragon.
Gotcha.
So I went there and I took their brand new set of Cook anamorphic lenses, threw them up on both cameras to see, how each sensor and camera handled the lens.
Right.
Put all that together. I tested, 32, 40, 50, 75, and 100 mil with diopters as well to, get a better close focus. Threw that all into like a 37-minute test on Vimeo and sent it your way.
Yeah. You should probably release that.
I might.
Let people see.
I might.
So why did you ultimately decide to go with Alexa Mini? What was it you liked better? What was the profile? What were the aesthetics that you really liked about it? Camera first, lenses second.
Sure. So the Alexa, I just think handles highlights better. It handles color rendition better. The Alexa Mini is way lighter than any of the other cameras out there.
Yeah, it was tiny. I was surprised when I got on set. I was like, wow, this thing is like a. It's like a little. It's just a little box, like a little toast. It's like a little toaster.
4 or 5 pounds, and the lens is like 8 pounds.
Yeah, the lens is like twice as big as the camera. It was like a toaster.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, and then the post workflow was even just getting the footage all into the timeline to put the test together. The Alexa was so much more simple.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. I threw it into Premiere.
You've already got a rough cut.
Yeah, I threw it into Premiere. There's a preset in Premiere for Arri,
Yeah.
and that was my starting sequence. And then you right-click, you go to interpret footage. You click
anamorphic.
You click from modify it from square pixels to anamorphic, and voila, it plays back just fine.
Easy. Yeah. Versus we shot 2.8K 4x3 on the Alexa Mini
with anamorphic lenses.
So it's a 2x squeeze, and it comes out to a 2.7 to 1 aspect ratio. So you got to crop a little bit off the sides.
Was there
Was it
more is it more expensive to shoot on the Mini versus the Red? Was it?
No, they're similar.
Yeah,
they're similar. The Red, maybe is a little cheaper, but then there are a few extra accessories and stuff we would have needed.
Right.
So it just made more sense to go with the Mini. Plus, I like, it all comes down to image and aesthetic, and I just liked the Alexa image better.
Well, I think
simple as that.
I've usually am more agnostic with camera formats, but I feel like everything I've seen and read, and obviously talking to you, everyone's just trying to emulate the Arri.
Yeah.
So why not just use it?
Sony even came out with not bashing Sony. They're all great cameras for different uses, but Sony's new LUT that they have in their F55, it's meant to mimic the soft colors and highlight roll-off of the Alexa.
Yeah. Well, it was great. I mean, you guys got everything up and running fairly quickly, and it flowed really well.
Well,
so
that all came down to the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the best of the best. Our AC, Amy Faust here in Cincinnati, was phenomenal.
Yeah, she is like she's like one with the follow focus. She's like it's like her little friend.
Yeah. there was never any issue. It's like, oh, well, we're gonna dolly in over his shoulder, but we want to start focus on his head.
We never had
rack to the bell of the trumpet.
We never had to do a retake because of focus.
No, never. It was all performance or lighting adjustments or whatever. But
so as far as the anamorphics, though, because we did have that conversation, but let's just be clear: there was either between the anamorphic lenses or the spherical
and
lenses,
cropping
primes.
Well, because we initially determined that we wanted the widescreen, the 2:3:9 aspect ratio. We wanted that widescreen crop. So if you shoot on spherical on the Alexa, you have to crop the image, like cut off the top and the bottom, and put black bars in order to get that look. With anamorphic, it comes that way out of the box.
Right.
You're squeezing twice the horizontal resolution onto the sensor. So when you unsqueeze it, you already have a widescreen image.
And I think in the last conversation we had on this, we were talking about some of things that happen with light renditions. And we got our money's worth with the anamorphic lenses, because in the trumpet scene, there's a shot where a guy's playing trumpet in a music hall, CCM, Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. There's lights in the background. He's sort of rehearsing his big moment. And there's a nice little lens flare, and it's not circular.
It's oval.
It's oval, my friend.
It is very.
And those of you out there who know the difference will be like, "Oh, they shot that on anamorphic lenses."
Yeah. Oh, and
everyone else is going to be like,
the opening
looks
shot,
the same as everything else."
The opening shot, man.
Oh yeah.
You can tell all the out of focus elements in the background.
Sure. So let's talk about that. That was one of the hardest shots. So
we had issues with that.
So the opening shot is a telescope. It's a young lady, sort of a new girl, nerdy sort of girl, looking through a telescope, and we start at the end of the telescope on sort of the
front end,
the lens element, and we dolly
towards her face,
towards her down the telescope, revealing her sort of looking to the cosmos.
Yeah, tricky.
And it got tricky because the camera was hitting the telescope.
Well, the matte box.
We had to find the right angle.
Yeah.
And I initially in the boards wanted the lens to be really big on the end of the telescope, but the telescope was smaller than what the boards were drawn.
Yes.
And so we initially started off with a much tighter lens.
Yeah, we initially started out on a 100 mil lens with a diopter.
Right.
To bring the focus like super close.
Yeah.
But that posed issues because you can only focus so far away.
Right. So everything else in the background was so distorted that it became unpleasant. And so
as we pushed, we couldn't physically rack to her face.
And so I think this
was too far away.
This for me was a learning moment where, if you guys listening out there, if you're, working on projects, you might have an idea in your head that's on the board, but when you actually try to do it, it might not work, and you have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to say, okay, well, what's a better solution, and trust your team to make that happen. And you guys.
So the solution was to not go as tight,
right?
Well, because initially, like you said, you wanted the front element of the telescope to be big and prominent in the frame. Couldn't do it,
right?
So the solution was to go to a 75 mil lens, a wider lens, remove the diopter, and then do a full push and rack to her face.
And by doing that, we got a lot more of the background, and it played a lot better.
You can tell where she's at, and So it worked out good, though.
Yeah.
Or well, I should say.
So it was a lot of fun, man. I mean, did you have any what was your favorite part or scene or highlight or setup?
I mean, last night. So we literally we wrapped this thing last night. Last night, we ended the shoot, a 3-day shoot, in a garage, a workshop in Covington, Kentucky, Grainwell.
Yeah.
Made our sign.
Grainwell.com. They're cool kids.
They made our beautiful Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon wood barrel sign here. We were in a shop. We were in their shop. We had, glass block windows behind our subject. She had pink streaks in her hair. She had a model car that she had built, like a supercar, concept car, on a pallet of wood.
Yeah, there's pictures of it.
Frame.
If you go to our Instagram, FTB Podcast on Instagram, you'll see this crazy futuristic car. It's pretty rad.
It's awesome. And then we had positioned lights outside the windows, kind of a low sun look.
And then we wanted some particles, so we took some fine
sawdust,
and got it on the car strategically. And we were making the scene look like she just finished her product, and she was using the compressed air to sort of like blow off the last dust because she was finished with her final project. And it looks awesome. It's
great.
Just really cool.
We had placed work lights in the back of the shot, flaring the lens. So when the dust particles fly up in the air, they're all backlit, and it's great. Yeah, I think that was my favorite.
I'll tell you, the most challenging shot was shooting in the hospital in the operating room.
Just logistically.
I mean, it's hard to get in a hospital.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that because of our team at UC.
Security and sanitation concerns.
UC Medical, they were able to line it up. So, but we had to do it late because people's lives were on the line and they had to be operated on.
Yeah.
So after hours, we were able to get in, but to get to the operating room that we wanted with the viewing window was like so far away, like so many hallways, so many turns, elevators. Just to get the gear there took forever.
You guys went up just a little bit ahead of me, and I actually got locked in the lobby for a good 25, 30 minutes with our data wrangler.
Yeah. But everybody who was there had to get in full scrubs.
Yeah.
Full hair nets, beer nets, the whole deal.
Because we're going back into a sanitary, clean, it was a sterile corridor.
Clean room, sterile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the shot we wanted was a young student, med student, looking in to a surgery room as a procedure's happening.
But the kicker was I wanted to catch his reflection in the window. So we see him from behind his head. We know he's in this observatory room, but in his reflection, we see his face, which I thought was really cool, but I was a little worried that you guys were going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Because I figured we might like see the camera.
Yeah. And I didn't know until we got there, until we started talking it through and everything. I didn't really know how we were going to do it.
Yeah.
But we came up with a great solution.
Yeah, the crew was great. Those guys were just like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna drop this, we're gonna fly this, and next thing you know, it was up, and I was like, wow.
Shot. We dolly over, we catch the kid's shoulder, reflection in the window. It's great.
So that was fun. It was stressful, but it was definitely a cool scene.
Yeah. What else?
We're tired.
I mean, there's just so much.
We're exhausted. So
the trumpet shot. I mean, that's just going back to that. That was so. And I wish the video was out now so you could follow along.
I know.
We might have to do another, just a little recap once the actual project comes out. But it was fun. It was all great. It was perfectly scheduled. Sarah did a great job of scheduling that we had enough time for each setup to really finesse the lighting.
Talk a little more, because people might be wondering, like, what was our full sort of gear setup? Okay, so So you guys might be listening, like, okay, what are you guys running with here? So let's talk logistically. So what was our grip package? We had like a 3-ton
3-ton package.
So we had, it was 3-ton package. It's got every stand and whatever you want.
Go. So it was me, you, Sarah.
Yes.
We had a key grip, a gaffer, another grip electric swing,
AC, AD,
data, AD, hair makeup.
Yep. And
PAs. Yeah,
PAs.
And then talent.
So we were adequate. We weren't heavy. We weren't over the top with crew.
It wasn't a lot. We had 3 on grip and electric.
Yeah.
1 on camera, and then 1 on data.
Yeah.
For actual crew. So if we had more equipment, it's not necessarily true that we could have used it because we only had so many guys.
Right.
And vice versa. We only have so many guys, or only have so much equipment, so we only need so many guys.
Yeah.
So it's finding that right balance and what works with the budget, what works with the schedule, and what do you even need.
Right. So we had 3-ton truck. We got a healthy crew.
Good sized crew.
And we had what was a light setup? What kind of lights were most setups were using similar?
Yeah.
Similar lighting. What were you? Let's talk through one of them.
I'll just tell you what our lights were. We had an Arri M18. We had 2 800 jokers, a 400 joker, 2 4-foot 4-bank Kinos, 2 4-bank 2-foot Kinos, and an Arri package with a 650, 2 300s, and a 150, and then 4 par cans. And that's it.
Nice. I thought we had a Fresnel.
That's in the Arri kit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
throw out the word Fresnel.
Flex a little bit of my electric knowledge.
There you go.
So
yeah, we had enough.
Yeah, so we had enough to play with.
Yeah, so we rigged what I loved about the trumpet shot was we actually did a lot in that theater.
Yeah.
We rigged up par cans on the balcony to shoot back towards him and into the lens, flare the lens. They look like stage lights.
Well, not only that, but we used whatever lights were available in every scenario / room,
augmented,
and then built around them or decided to kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked out good. It's a good strategy. Use what you have.
It was great. So talk about the one of the coolest setups, which I think from the grip side was interesting, was our first day. We shot in Nippert Stadium, and we had to have a girl running up the steps in a stadium.
And you wanted to track with her.
Yeah. And so I wanted to track with her, and I wanted to be a truck dolly, right to left as she's going up. And she's going up steps, so there's a gradient. We're going at an angle.
It's like 30 degrees probably.
And we had, I think, like a 20-foot run of
speed rail.
So talk through that. How did you guys get to the solution you got to? Because, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, we had, at our disposal, we had my Dana Dolly, which is a flexible system. You can use any length of speed rail you want. It's got 2 end brackets that you with a junior pin on it that you put in a stand, and then a fabricated steel plate with skateboard wheels on it that rides on top. So my initial idea was to attach the Dana Dolly with 20-foot speed rail to the stadium steps and then pull it up with a rope. And I thought we'd need some brackets to secure the dolly.
Right.
And so we brought in Scott Poston, our key grip, wealth of knowledge and rigging and light control. And he actually built the dolly the day before in Midwest's warehouse space.
Yeah, and it was a dual pulley system. There were 2 pulleys.
Yeah, one at the top, one at the bottom.
2 points of pulley. And rope.
And he has secured the rope to the base of the dolly through one of the holes in it. And the issue was that it was so top heavy that it wanted to fall over every time we
Good thing that Ben and Mal from camera department were not on set.
No, we were safe, but it was scary.
Their beautiful camera hanging from a rope.
What we had to do was find a point that we could tie to more in the center of the mass.
Yeah.
So we're not pulling from the bottom, we're not pulling from the top. And so we tied it around just under where the camera attaches to the O'Connor head.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It worked out great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had the other issue, since you're going uphill on a grade, on like a 30-degree grade.
With steps.
But if you were just to mount the camera to the tripod and point it at the subject, it would be a Dutch angle.
Right.
It'd be tilted. So we had this thing called a tango head that camera department supplied that allows you to swing up to 45 degrees. And so we matched we put a bubble level on the camera, swung it out, got it level, and just pulled the rope.
And it's awesome. The shot turned out great. And
shot it at 48 frames.
Yeah, pulled the rope. We had some people spotting it in case something went bad, and it was awesome.
Turned out fantastic.
Yeah. It was fun, man. We had a lot of really interesting setups and a lot of challenging things. Every day had its own little challenge. It was pretty cool.
So we started with that day one, dollying up the steps, and we ended that night faking fireworks as kids laid underneath the lens.
Absolutely. Yeah.
An overhead shot.
And then day 2 was the hospital, which had its own, issues.
Oh, yeah.
And then an elevator. That was actually challenging. We had to
brushed metal elevator.
Well, we had to stop the elevator. We had to
we actually
replace the lights.
Yeah, so if when you see it in the spot, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. They just threw up a camera and shot it. That to me is what it looks like, which is a good thing. That's like what you're going for is realism. But there's actually a lot going on there. We replaced all the lights in the ceiling of the elevator. We had to have a marine battery and an inverter in order to run everything.
We had to gaff the number on the front of the elevator because it said like
care or something.
Yeah,
it was
some
in the
sort
hospital.
of medical.
And we wanted to read as a business elevator. And then we had 2 800s, a couple Kinos, dolly. I mean, it got crazy.
So, but it was fun, man, and we had a good time doing it. I never felt rushed. I don't think it was.
That's scheduling, man. We had plenty of time to finesse everything.
And Sarah just took care of us, man. We had the best crafty and food and lunches, and I got my request every shoot. I request cherry nibs.
You got them.
And I got them.
If
you don't know what nibs are, look it up.
Twizzlers.
Pretty awesome.
Right? There's chunks of Twizzler.
Yeah, but they're not. They don't have holes in them, so they're dense. It's a much better licorice.
They're not twizzled.
No, it's dense. So it was fun, man.
It was fun.
So you tired?
I'm just kind of recovering.
Yeah.
Kind of. If I sound sleepy, it's because I am.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about I think the final cherry on top for this project for me was Wednesday evening. I get an email from Adam Plyman over at Sound Images. And at this point, I hadn't heard anything musically, and I kept bugging him. Adam, I need to hear these tracks. I'm getting nervous, And he's like, "No, it's not ready. It's not ready. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'm not going to let you in too early. He kept, saying all this stuff, and in the back of my mind, I'm going like, is he not letting me in early because he's protecting the creative, or is he not letting me early because he doesn't have the track? Sometimes genius comes in the last minute, and I was like, "Come on, you're killing me!" So we were actually on set, and he sends me the track, and I'm like listening to it through my the speaker on my phone in my ear. I stepped away, and immediately was like, "Whoa!"
When you stepped on set, man, you had this look on your face, and you were just kind of shaking your head, going, "Yeah, this is it."
Yeah, well, it was the first one I listened to, and it was right. Everything about it was right. It just gave me the feeling that this spot needed. And he had 3 tracks, and they're all really good. But when you're doing a music selection for any spot, there's always going to be one that just hits. It just feels right. You feel like you're home. You feel like everything is right in the world. And then there's the other tracks which are like, yeah,
could work,
yeah.
Could.
But then there's the one, and that was the one, and I immediately responded and called him. I was like, dude, this is the one. We kind of talked through it, and so this morning, actually, before the podcast, I went in and was just getting all the footage copied over, and since we had the boards, and it's it's not like it's
cut itself.
Yeah, it pretty much cut pretty quick. So I dropped the track in, and I just got excited, and so we've got an assembly now, and it feels right.
Yeah, when I rolled up to your place this morning, I was walking back to your computer, and you go, no, stop, sit down, just give me 1 second.
And but anyway, he killed it, man. He killed the track. It's exactly what we wanted. It's going to have a choir on it from the University of Cincinnati. They have a choir. It's going to be on there.
It's gritty. It's hard hitting.
If the client does not
just good
somehow, if they veto this track, my heart will break, and I don't know. I might give up. I might quit.
No.
Because that's how much I love it.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely perfect.
But yeah, man. So it's been fun. The process has been great. I think if you've enjoyed listening and kind of tagging along with this journey, hopefully you've heard some cool stuff. Maybe you learned a few things, or maybe you're inspired about your next project. But I think the biggest takeaways for me are, again, pre-production. Do it right. Do your planning. Do your creative. Do your scripting. All that stuff, and everything else just falls into place.
Yeah, and have a good client that allows you to, take it where it needs to go.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to try something different.
We tried a lot of different things.
So that said, it's been great.
Yeah,
man.
now it's off to finalize your sound, your voiceover. Goes to color grade.
Yeah.
We'll come out with a polished spot.
That's how it's done, folks.
It is.
That's how it's done.
Well, enough about us. What about other people's stuff that you've been watching?
Well, I really enjoyed this little indie film. I tweeted about it called Band of Robbers.
Yeah.
I think Adam Nee's the director, and it's just a lot of fun, man. I highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a fun little indie film.
Is it about robbers?
No, it's kind of, well, the main characters are Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. They're just two dudes, but that's kind of their names in the movie.
Yeah.
And they find themselves in the midst of this heist situation that's really funny. And it's pretty quirky. It's like I don't know, man. I don't want to compare it to too much, but it's got a little Napoleon Dynamite in it, but it also has a little, like, I don't know.
It's quirky, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's quirky, I guess. Napoleon Dynamite was a bad reference, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's quirky and it's good.
Interesting.
So that's been good. Still watching The Path and loving every bit of it, and I'm obsessed with
keep up.
Yeah, obsessed with Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot's really good. Highly recommend that. I was late to the party on that, but it's really good.
I've yet to open the door to the party on that one.
Yeah. So, and then just docs. Watching docs. Watched a great one, Requiem for the American Dream with Noam Chomsky. Really insightful. It's like an hour-long explainer video on the U.S. economy, and it's really good. And just with the kids, been watching Africa. David Attenborough.
Yeah,
he did Planet Earth, but he did one that's just on Africa.
Animated penguins.
Well, this one's on like monkeys and stuff. It's pretty awesome. There's one scene where there's these like crickets or cockroaches that eat this baby bird. They climb into the nest and eat the bird.
Sounds terrifying.
It's awesome.
Huh.
So, what about you? What are you watching?
At our house, we've been deep into Veep.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've seen
HBO,
that.
right?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
We watched a couple episodes.
Oh, it's fantastic. About the vice president and her kind of striving to become the president and her battles with members of Congress.
But it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's very adult, and it's not for children.
No.
And we love everything about it. We just can't get enough.
That's funny.
What else?
Any movies? You seen any movies?
We went and saw Jungle Book.
Yeah, how was that? Because it's all green screen, right?
It's all green screen.
Because I like John. Here's the thing. I like John. I can't never say his last name. Favreau. I like him. Well, first off, Swingers.
Yeah.
And Chef. Good. Everything else he's done.
Really?
Iron Man. Come on.
It was great. It's fantastic.
Horrible.
It's one of the best movies ever made.
Keep going.
So we went and saw Jungle Book. It's all green screen or blue screen.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was entertaining. I got a little bored in the middle.
Yeah.
It was a little long for me because the original animated Jungle Book was like 30 minutes long or something.
Right. Well, I mean,
it was all songs and it was very
and this one's a little more dark.
Very dark. But it was good. I mean, you have Christopher Walken playing a giant ape.
Scarlett Johansson
as a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. But the crazy thing, like the only real part of it was the kid.
Was he good?
He was okay.
He's all right.
I mean, he's a child actor. You know, there's some.
Yeah, but some child actors just win.
Yeah,
like the girl from Beast of Southern Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this guy looked like a Mowgli. I mean, he was good for visually. not really selling this too well.
No, it's the trailer made it look like that movie Pi with the kid
Life
and
of
the tiger.
Pi. Yeah,
Kid and the tiger.
It's like that quality of visual effects, maybe better, probably better.
Huh.
Your
Sounds like I don't want to watch it already.
Your mind will be blown. Yeah, you don't like green screen stuff, but it's a technical feat. Like they should be proud of what they.
No one ever is going to see this because of what you're saying right now.
It's you'll come out depressed. And, no, it's a good technical feat. Like good job.
Nice. That's
good.
Good.
Applaud you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So speaking of the ongoing superhero debate, the Twitter poll's closed.
Really?
Yeah, and the verdict is in. You want to hear it?
Not really, because you seem too happy about it.
Team Alex, pro superhero,
Yeah,
47%,
that's cool.
which puts the Team Brandon anti-hero fans at 53%, proving the point that more people agree superhero movies suck.
I'm going to call for a recount and claim that this election is rigged.
Could be.
BS. Yeah.
So
you went on there and voted 10 times yourself.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I did not. No. So clearly we talked about what we were working on. Is there anything you're excited about? Anything moving forward or?
It's like a stressful time right now, which is good because
I feel like this show right now is so slow.
I'm just kind of here.
Yeah.
Like just soaking everything in. I don't know. It's been slow here in Cincinnati since like last November, work-wise, for everybody. It's just been kind of off and on and kind of sluggish. But now everything's rolling in, and now it's a lot of time management and what gigs can I do, should I do, what can fit in. Yeah, it's kind of getting crazy. So as we're sitting here, right before the show started, I'm like
texting people.
Putting an order into Midwest and checking my schedule, and it's getting nuts.
So you're excited about business starting to boom?
I'm excited about work and possibilities. I'm excited for this UC spot to get out there in the world.
And you got a new house, right? You're excited about?
We are closing on a house June 24th. It is right now the 27th.
Congrats, man.
Of May. So yeah, in less than a month, we will be in a home.
That's cool.
That we own.
Awesome.
And I will be making wood trim and table furniture and
excellent
repairing things that need fixed.
That's great.
What about you, man? What's coming up?
Just excited to get this spot in the hopper, and we got some
out
cool
of the hopper.
Yeah, we got some cool stuff happening back at the shop. Ryan's got a bunch of animations he's jamming on, and probably the most fun thing that I'm doing aside from work is just hanging out with the fam. We launched a new Instagram account.
You did.
We are now an InstaFam. Because you turned me on to the families on YouTube.
Yeah, I said
I couldn't commit to that. So we launched an InstaFam. So we are the Ferris Wheels. My last name is Ferris, Faris.
Yeah.
And we said, look, we'll be the Ferris Wheels. So if you go to Instagram at the Ferris Wheels, that's where we're going to post the crazy fun with the Ferris family.
I think you should drop the S personally.
Nah, we like the wheels.
I think you should be
the
Ferris
wheels.
wheel.
So we got a logo and everything. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. We posting funny stuff our kids do. We're gonna be going to Disney World in the fall. Mm-hmm. So leading up to it, we're gonna start posting songs, sort of Jimmy Fallon style, with kids' instruments.
Oh yeah.
Where the whole family's gonna be singing some of the Disney classics.
Wow.
So this could be good. This could be good. Well, we got a couple things.
Start with the Jungle Book.
The bare necessities of life.
Bare necessities.
So, but it's fun. So we're having a good time with that, and just
cool.
Just chill.
You're about to be Insta famous.
Yeah, we'll see. This weekend I got a little getaway. Me and the wife. We're having this is our 14-year anniversary.
Wow.
We have a little staycation, so we're gonna.
That's amazing. Where are you going?
21C.
Ooh.
The Museum Hotel here in Cincinnati.
This is a nice one.
Where all the stars stay when they come into town.
We actually we talked about potentially using their elevator for the spot.
But we didn't.
Because it was gold.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, man, it's just
cool.
Right now life's good. Things are. Can't complain. Weather's great. It's awesome.
It's a little muggy.
Yeah.
You can complain about that if you want.
But overall, things are good.
Yeah.
So, but we got some work to do though. People have been really loving this Cineo lighting giveaway.
I know. We've had a lot of entries.
So
somebody's gonna get it today.
They're gonna get it today.
Yeah.
So this episode is going to go live today because it's Friday.
Yep.
And we will post on Twitter the winner of the Cineo Matchbox giveaway. So that's awesome.
So congrats to whoever won it.
Congratulations to whoever won it. We have not drawn yet, so we will do that.
You'll know who it is on Twitter.
And here's the thing. We want to thank all of our friends over at Cineo Lighting, cineolighting.com.
Great
Check
product,
them out.
First of all. Yeah.
They've been an awesome show partner for this month. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the giveaway for our listeners. What a cool light. I'm actually looking into building a little kit myself.
Through Cineo?
Maybe. I'm looking at the Maverick and the Matchbox.
Nice.
I'm weighing things out. I like the remote phosphor. I think it might be nice to have on the old shelf.
You want to dig into your black box radiator?
Yeah, I want to get my black box radiator revved up. So anyway, thanks so much, Cineo. You guys are great. Yep. We've had a fun month talking all about production cities. We were gonna have a friend from Chicago this week. We did New York. We did L.A.
We did.
Things got crazy. Schedules went nuts.
We can say this.
Yeah,
that's where you went to school.
That is true.
That's where I started my career.
Yeah. There you go.
So there's a Chicago tie, regardless.
Yeah. But we will bring you some people from Chicago. We got some cool people that were lined up. It just didn't fall. It fell through because of
this week was nuts.
Yeah, schedules.
Yeah. So it's like you can't, when you get home at 2 a.m, you can't exactly call someone up. Hey, you come on the show tomorrow?
But anyway, it's been great. It's been a great month. We got some cool stuff next month starting. We've got the guys from Whipster. They're going to be on. They are the show partner for June. We've got Wyoming Whiskey is going to be a double feature whiskey. We're going to have an interview with them. I can't wait to taste that bourbon.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we just got a lot coming.
It's been a while since we've had a new bourbon on.
I know.
That's going to be fun. Well, cool.
Thanks for listening, guys, and cheers. We can't wait to share this spot we talked about today with you. And as always, we'd love to hear from you guys. Shout out to us on Twitter at FDB Podcast, Instagram at
Same
FDB Podcast.
Oh, yeah. And tune in to find out who won the Cineo Light.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.